don't remember.
I bent the rules very hard.
You picked Springbanks.
I bent the rules.
That was last year?
I don't know what I did. Every year I've cheated. Like I've cheated. I've
Silent Bob's nodding.
Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy.
This is Whisky in the 6. I'm Rob.
Welcome to the Whisky Rant Podcast.
It's a little crusty.
It's frustrating.
And it's going to be a little bit of a rant.
I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Some sort of injustice.
Anyway, end rant.
Hello and welcome back to the Whisky Rant Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Rob.
And it is that time of year again. It's fantasy draft time. Now, you're not like the biggest fantasy football guy, are you?
Football, no. Hockey. Football. I'm more of a fantasy hockey guy.
Okay, well, you know what? Hockey's just around the corner, but like it is football season. Preseason's in full force. Everyone's doing their fantasy drafts right now, and we do this once a year, like the Whisky Fantasy Draft, where we select bottles. We kind of switch it up every year. This year, we're doing it a little bit different again. We're actually going to pick bottles that kind of coincide with a fantasy roster. So like a quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back, and like kind of what those mean to each football team are kind of representative of like what whiskeys we're going to pick for each one. So like a quarterback, right? Like that's your prized bottle. That's like your elegant, most expensive cornerstone, you know, really kind of sets the tone for your whole collection. So that's what we're thinking for this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that idea. It's cool. And then, of course, like, I mean, the stuff that I have in my O-line, I think everybody should have in their O-line. Obviously, I'm biased, but...
yeah, we're going to start, even though like you don't really like select an O-line for your fantasy team, the O-line I thought was kind of cool because it kind of like... what you would take is like if you're starting a collection, if you're starting from the ground up, you kind of need like the O-line. It kind of sets the whole tone for the team. So that we're going to kind of do like, you know, 3 or 4 maybe like must-have bottles. Yeah. Before we get into that, why don't you tell them we got on the table, because this is a treat right now.
What do we call it? Mediocre Monday with no, it's actually Tuesday though. But we got a GlenAllachie 30-year-old. This is the batch 4, I believe. Yeah, batch 4. 49.1% combination of PX and Oloroso casks. 3 Pedro Jimenez casks, 2 Oloroso casks.
Damn.
Carefully selected by master distiller Billy Walker.
49.1%.
49. And then friend of the show, our boy Claude, gave me this sample from KWM. It's a GlenAllachie 35-year-old sample. 48%. He gave it so that we could do a head-to-head. So I figured I'd share it 3 ways because Silent Bob's in the background pouring us some blind whiskeys for our next round of the Canadian Whiskey Tournament.
Yes, we are back after summer break, getting back into the podcast world.
Yeah, we pretty much bypassed the month of July.
Yeah, we took it off.
I feel like we do that almost every year now.
Sure. Yeah.
Want to remind you guys that I picked this bad boy up at BSW. 15% off using the promo code 15 from Whisky in the 6. Lots of GlenAllachie, Meikle Tòir, and crazy stuff for great prices already at BSW. And you can use my promo code to get an additional 15% off. Their sales are actually incredible. I think I recently bought the Deanston Virgin Oak behind me. It was like $52 or something like that. The Deanston 12-year-old was in the 60s. So a lot of great prices. You can fill up your cart real quick using the sales. But if they're not on sale, the good news is you get 15% off using the promo code 15 from Whisky in the 6.
All right. So fantasy draft. I guess the parameters are like we can select any bottles we want for these categories as long as we would personally spend the money to buy them.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I did pick this up. Not a cheap price tag, but I don't know if I would I'm not going to be putting stuff of this caliber price tag in the actual draft.
Because this is, what does this set you back?
It's like $1,200.
Yeah.
Right? It's a $1,200 bottle. You know, it's not Mickey Mouse. So.
I mean, you know what? If you pick this for your quarterback, I don't think anyone would fault you for this one. But let's start with the O-line. So, like, we know that you don't pick an O-line for fantasy, but we're doing it anyway because I thought like it would be, you know, something to start off this draft with.
It's like building a Madden.
Right, your O line is like your
team.
foundation of your whiskey collection, right? Like must have bottles for your collection. So what do you got? A couple bottles that are like must haves that you want to start your team with.
Yeah, so I got two from the same company, but different use for each. So starting with a Meikle Tòir 5-year-old, I like the original because it's easily available.
Yep.
Probably my second favorite in the group of 4 that's released annually. There's going to be a bunch of single casks coming out this year that are going to be really cool. Obviously, my go-to would be the Turbo if you can get it.
Yeah.
But the Meikle Tòir 5-year-old original, the peat levels are great.
Yeah.
It drinks amazing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Serves a purpose. When you want peat, that's my go-to.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Do you want to just go back and forth?
Yeah,
or?
just name your whole
Okay.
line.
My second one would be the GlenAllachie 15-year-old.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, just because it's a very reasonable price. I've never poured that for someone that's like, wow, like this is not that good. Like, what'd you pour me? You know what I mean? Everybody is pretty impressed by it. And it's not really going to give you, that's for the sherry lover. You know what I mean? It's a PX and Oloroso aged whiskey, and it delivers exactly what you expect. And then last but not least is the old Pulteney 18. And I know it's an 18-year-old, but it's like $130 at BSW.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's very, very reasonably priced for an 18-year-old, and it gives you a kind of like different approach than the other two because it's got that salinity and it's got that like very orange forward flavor.
Yeah.
So those are my 3.
I like that, and I'm gonna echo kind of one of those. GlenAllachie 12 is like a staple.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna start building your collection. It's like the sherry lovers. Dram's gonna satisfy anyone, beginner, intermediate, whatever. That one's got to be on there. That takes care of your sherry in your collection. You want peat? For me, I always go Lagavulin 8. Lagavulin 8, great price. It's heavily peated. You get that really nice like lemon kind of drop note in there. Said many things about that. Love that one. And then on the other side of the spectrum, I'm just going to go Arran 10.
Nice.
I think Arran 10, it's an ex-bourbon, matured Scotch, really, really good value, delicious stuff. So you got your sherry, you got your ex-bourbon matured, you got a peated. I think those are cornerstones for an O-line to start your collection off with. One thing I was thinking about too, because I saw this the other day, that like Kilkerran set, like the 10-year-old set they came out with? It was 5 bottles. They're each matured in a different thing.
Extremely expensive though.
Very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But like that's an O-line setup right there.
That'd
you
be
could just
perfect,
one big box, 5 bottles. There's your O-line.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if those were $90 a bottle, which is what they should be,
right?
Then it would 100% be.
But yeah, what are they charging for that?
I think they're charging like.
Took a screenshot of it.
It's insane. It's like over $200 a bottle. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think the whole set was like $1,500 or something. Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane. And I think
no, we were way off. 2,400
for how many bottles?
6. Sorry, it's 6 bottles.
That's absurd.
It's 6 bottles.
That's absurd.
It's a little
how
more.
How is that even possible? They're 10-year-old Kilkerrans. You can get a 12-year-old Kilkerran for cheaper. You can get. Okay, let's not get started.
They just price the secondary market right into the retail market.
1,000%.
Right? Yeah,
and there's no room for secondary on that.
Right.
Like
there's not.
Nobody's buying that and flipping it because nobody's buying that or paying more than retail for that.
Anyway, out of stock at Kensington, but whatever. So yeah, I think those are pretty good O-lines. That's going to really start your collection off nice.
Absolutely. I should say I recently purchased, or I did a little trade because my brother-in-law received a Lagavulin 16 as a gift. He wasn't a big fan of it, so I traded him a rum that he was more interested in for that bottle. And I cracked it, and honestly, it's still a banger.
Yeah.
Lagavulin 16. I know everybody says all the ABV and whatever this that what. Yeah. It's still great.
It is great. Yeah.
You know?
It's what you would call pour and play. It's really nice. All right. So the other positions we have, obviously, we have quarterback, receiver, running back, fullback, tight end, and kicker. Let's go wide receiver.
Okay.
Let's go wide receiver next.
So you want to explain to them, like, are there specific...
wide receiver, what I would say, like, this is like your flashy playmaker, right? This is like your high-paid guy that's going to score you touchdowns. It's going to run out and catch bombs.
I feel like we have the same one on this one.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
I went with the Kavalan Fino on this one.
Yeah.
So the newest Kavalan Fino we both purchased was like a 10-year-old Fino.
Yeah.
And it's a bomb. It's a beauty.
Yeah.
And it's flashy, the bottle, the box. You take it out, like, people are like, wow.
Yeah.
You know? It's got all the things that you're looking for, and then it delivers in the glass.
Yes.
Too. So I thought that was a great one.
For my receiver, I wanted to go something that's like gonna blow you out of the water, something that's flashy, and I went Octomore Islay Barley.
Okay.
Because this thing, it's a bomb.
Yeah.
It's a peat bomb. It's a heavily peated whiskey in the entire planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went that for my receiver.
Nice. Yeah, I've sad to say, but I've fallen out of love with Octomore these days. Like, I
don't know. I still go back to some of them, and they're still so good.
I have a few sitting on my bar, and I don't know. I just never really care to go back to them.
I guess it depends on the batch.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the batch, because there's some bangers out there. 9.3, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3.
The 0.3s are usually the go-to.
Yeah.
If you're going to get one, you should just get a 0.3.
Yeah. All right, let's go running back next.
Running back. So
receiver, running back, two very important positions in fantasy sports for sure, if not the two most important. So yeah, the running back, that's like your workhorse, reliable, ground and pound. You know, when you need a first down, when you need a couple yards, you know, 3rd and 2, you got to hand it off. You got to get the 2 yards. What's the reliable go-to workhorse that you're picking?
So I kind of like analyze this question a little differently, and like the way you're describing it now, I'm thinking maybe I was a little off, but I think I'm still kind of in that ballpark where I'm going with something Gordon and MacPhail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I recently did the Gordon MacPhail 18-year-old Caol Ila, which is a banger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's $250, not overly expensive. I feel like if I'm trying to impress a group of whiskey people, I'm probably going to Gordon MacPhail in some way, shape, or form. I have a 27-year-old that's like $450.
Yeah.
You know, I have there's the range you can grab right off the shelf right now, not have to worry, you panic, like, what am I going to find, whatever. Gordon MacPhail, tried, tested, and true. You know you're going to get a great, reliable outcome.
And there's lots of options you can pick with those too, right? And all of them hit hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah, especially the connoisseur's choice range. You're going to get a cask strength whiskey that just really delivers.
Yeah. So I wanted to go cask strength here as well, because I wanted something like heavy, right? Something that will like move you when you drink it. Mm-hmm. I'm going back to our distillery again with GlenAllachie. I'm going GlenAllachie 10 cask strength.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like pretty much every single batch is reliable, maybe except for batch 7 is the only one we thought was like not up to par.
Yeah, but I think batch 7 was really the only one that, I mean, batch 6 was a drop off from batch 5.
Yeah.
But batch 7 was the only one where like, we could do without this.
So really, like, you're batting pretty much 90% or more with any of those batches.
For sure. And that's probably, like, if we only ever tried the 7, we'd be like, yeah, this is great.
Right. Yes.
But because we're comparing it to its siblings, it's tough.
Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were all so good.
Fantastic.
And then 8, 9, 10 were all really good as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's one that you can like get is reasonable priced. You can get 2.
Yeah.
Sure. You can have a backup.
Yeah, you can.
Running backs get hurt a lot, so you need running back depth.
That's a great point.
You know what? Maybe a couple of different batches.
Yeah.
On the roster.
For sure. And you can grab a couple different, like, at pretty much any time. Like right now, I think you could still get 8, 9, and 10.
Yes.
And 11.
Yeah. Yeah, they're available out there.
Right.
After running back, this isn't really a position that you would draft in a fantasy league, but it is important, and a lot of teams still do run it. It's the fullback. It's the guy blocking for the running back. So this one, the main purpose is to throw like a huge block, right? So this is something that's like not expensive. Like you're not paying your fullback that much money, but it hits hard. Something that's like available, not expensive, but a heavy hitter.
Yeah, I think I got to go with like an Ardbeg 10 on this one. Ardbeg 10, like, okay, maybe to a peat lover, it doesn't hit hard. And, like, it's not going to hit you hard with ABV.
It hits hard to people that aren't used to peat. That's for sure.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
And it's a hard stop on those people, too. So
oh, my goodness, man. I remember the first time I tried that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like, this is interchangeable with maybe, like, a Laphroaig 10 cask strength.
And that's my pick.
Okay, that's
my pick, yeah.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like, you know, something that's going to fight you a little bit, but, you know, it's got the peat, it's just so delicious.
Yeah.
I went with the Ardbeg 10 just because I'm thinking, like, I could still get that for under $100 some places, right? Whereas, like, the Laphroaig is creeping up a little bit.
Yep.
But it's still, you know what, it's still a great price.
Yes,
So,
for sure. And
you know?
I remember the very first time I tried that, it was at a whiskey bar, a small little, like, nothing place, like a hole in the wall. And the bartender poured it, and it just immediately filled the entire space with peat. And people were like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what is this smell?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I loved it from, like, get-go.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
should-
Laphroaig 10 cask strength, that one is the fullback for me.
Yeah,
It's
that's
coming
a
in.
great
It's coming in
choice.
hard.
That's honestly, I picked that. That actually is a better pick than my pick for sure. We should talk about this a little bit because we've been nosing and sipping it a little bit as we go here. On the nose, I get this like crazy eucalyptus sandalwood kind of note.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely get that. I get this, like, candied fruit note.
Yeah, candied orange peel kind of vibe as well.
Yeah, love that.
I would say that so far, maybe it's because of how far I am down the bottle, but so far the nose delivers a little bit more than the palate does.
Yeah, the nose is absolutely incredible on this.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little bit of like barrel char. You get a little bit of that.
Yeah, for sure. There's something here. Because let's remember that, like, you know, Billy Walker took this distillery over 6-7 years ago now. You know, just over 6 years probably. That color wasn't likely a part of this liquid until 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
He probably put...
He took a 25-year-old cask and threw it in something.
Some, like, crazy PX and Oloroso casks.
Yeah.
That might have also been, like, heavily charred. And then carried their, sherry. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of, like, you know, the way Billy Walker does things with GlenAllachie.
Get this, like, you would think the oak is very well balanced into everything here, and you get this, like, kind of sweet, but at the same time, like, aged wood note on this.
For sure. It's the most different GlenAllachie I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be able to identify that as GlenAllachie if somebody gave this to me blind. I don't think.
No, it doesn't. You don't get that, like, what that, like, coastal, a little bit of, like, signature.
Wet rock.
The wet rock, right?
I don't get that. But it does open up really nicely in the glass. Like, I find that with this, because you can oversaturate the bitterness if you take a bigger sip. But it's actually like a perfect level if you take a smaller sip.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's kind of weird, but that you would have to monitor that. Maybe improved with a couple drops of water. You get a little bit less of that.
I mean, it's full impact.
Yeah.
On whiskey for sure.
Oh yeah, for
There's
sure.
nothing subtle about this.
No, and it's very unique. I think it's very good, but it's different. It's not delivering what I expected off the hop.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
Yeah.
I haven't even nosed the 35 yet.
No, neither have I. I was gonna save that.
This is very sweet smelling.
35. Oh my, that is way different, eh?
Yeah, very different.
All right, next up on the roster, let's go tight end. So I said for tight end, this is like a dual functional player, right? So they can catch and block.
And run.
And they can surprise you in the red zone. So, like, I was thinking more like an underrated kind of multi-purpose kind of bottle.
Underrated multi-purpose bottle. I like that. You want me to go first?
Well, I can go first. For me, I was going to say Benromach 15.
I'm in that range, but I'm thinking the Glen Scotia 15.
Okay, nice.
And like it won our 15-year-old shootout. Just a really reliable whiskey.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, a couple bottles that probably aren't at the very, very front of selections for what you would think about, but
yeah, it's true.
Really, really good. Glen Scotia.
Both of those.
Yeah.
Benromach still not talked about enough. Glen Scotia still not talked about enough. Like they kind of both take the sidelines.
And you can kind of pick like anything actually from those distilleries and kind of could fit this category, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's like it serves a lot of purposes. Like you can drink it in many different occasions.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're feeling a little bit of peat, but not too much. Like you're feeling a little bit of like weird funkiness. Something that can deliver anytime you want. And yeah, a lot of their stuff is good value as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. All right. Before we get to quarterback, let's talk about the least exciting position in football, the kicker. So I said for kicker, everyone hates you when you miss it, but you're the hero when you make the kick. Right. So I was thinking this would be a bottle that had like a lot of like batch variation where like sometimes it's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not so great. What do you got for that?
See, this one's tough for me because I would it's more of a brand thing for me than an actual just whiskey itself.
Okay. Yep.
And for me, that's like Deanston.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Deanston, if you have like literally anything sherried, it's likely going to be sulfured.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. But then, like, I recently purchased the 12 and the Virgin Oak cask strength.
Right.
And I was so impressed by them because it's just like two whiskeys that they don't have any sherry influence whatsoever. And it's actually Deanston at its best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, and they're cheap. Like, you can get, like I mentioned earlier, you can get them for like $50-$60 Canadian for the cask strength Virgin Oak. You know,
Deanston's a great call because like we've had really good Deanstons in the past. What was it, like 10-year-old PX?
The 10-year-old PX was probably their best sherried whiskey ever. Yeah.
That we've tried.
1000%.
We've tried anyway.
Yeah.
And then we go to their, what was the one we hated?
21-year-old.
Their 21-year-old
Oloroso.
tasted like what, cat piss or something. What did we say it was? It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was very
bad.
like ammonia forward.
Right.
It was just crazy. Like,
yes.
Sulfur notes. It was crazy.
That was a terrible batch of that 21.
Yeah, and honestly, there's people out there that hate us for saying that because they're like, "How do you? We're not talking about the same whiskey."
Yeah,
that's what our experience was.
It's got bad variation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. It's a great call. Deanston's a great pick. Like the whole distillery is like it's hit and miss.
It really is.
It's hit and miss. For me, I went back to Kilkerran and specifically the Kilkerran 8-year-old sherry.
Yeah.
Where it's like some of those batches are so good.
Yeah.
And some just completely miss.
Yeah, and literally back-to-back years. That's exactly what the case was.
You get one great one just ugh.
Yeah, there was one that literally people were killing their grandparents for to get to that bottle.
Yeah.
And then the year later, it was like a sulfur bomb. Right? So that's a great pick too.
1 year they're like making headlines, the next they're making it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
This GlenAllachie is so good, man.
It's very good.
It's like now that it's been opening up about like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
I even think maybe a drop of water would improve it.
Yeah.
Not because it needs it for heat. Like there's no heat.
No.
There's zero heat. It's just I feel like there's like a syrupiness to it that needs to kind of be like cut a touch.
Yep.
Which is weird. You would never really hear me say that. It's just there's something about this that like almost needs to be dispersed a bit.
You should get some water. We should try it out.
Yeah. I don't want to waste it.
Okay.
Are we at the QB now?
Yes. So
all right.
The quarterback, right? Maybe not the most important pick in your fantasy, but obviously the most important player on a football field. This is your like most expensive player, right? This is the player you're spending the most amount of money on. The showstopper. They lead the way. They are like, this like elegant precision is what I wrote down.
That's great. I like that word.
Yeah.
I like that terminology actually.
Right. So this one obviously, and again, we have to be willing to buy this ourselves.
Yeah. And for me, I'm going like, I'm such a creature of recency bias. It's unbelievable, right? Because there's years where some of the stuff that I mentioned in this podcast would never have been on my radar. Nor like, Obviously, if I had to answer that question and we're talking in 2019, 2018, I'm probably picking a Springbank.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it was still relatively available in Alberta. You could still get them for, we've had the 21s, we've had the 25s, we've had the luxury of trying a 30, but people spend differently on whiskey, it feels like, in 2025.
Yeah.
And I know I do. So when I'm thinking flashy and I'm thinking delivers, high quality talent, all around precision, I'm thinking Old Pulteney 25 right now.
I was looking at that for my pick, and
in Canada, we actually have it priced
not
the
bad.
Best in the world.
Is that right?
Yeah, because it's like in the fours, like high fours.
Yeah.
Whereas in the US, it's like 700 US. And in the UK, I think someone told me it was probably around like 300 pounds.
Okay.
So $450 Canadian is
That's
actually the
cheaper
best
than
buy.
400 pounds for sure. Yeah.
Right? So...
And that does have that elegant precision to it, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, no spoilers, but it's on my radar this year.
Yeah.
It's just a beauty. I actually went out and bought a backup of it, which is a lot for a $450 bottle. But
Nice.
I feel like when you find something in that category, in the 25-year-old range, that like you're like, wow, you're wowed by it.
Yeah.
And it actually is a steal compared to what's available in that price range at 25 years old nowadays.
Yep.
I felt like, that was just a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, great pick. When I was thinking about this category, I was thinking about, okay, I need something that's like, cornerstone piece of your whiskey collection. The first thing that came to mind was a Glenfarclas family cask. Because you're getting, obviously, a huge range of like different whiskeys. Like you could ball out and you could spend so much to get something that's like from the 1970s.
For sure.
Or you could spend a reasonable amount, like $400 to $500, and get like an 18-year-old to a 20-year-old, something that's like really, really good as well. Then I was looking just like around. Signatory has come out with like a 35th anniversary series of bottles.
Nice.
And they have a 45-year-old Boona Habit in there that just looks... Let me just show you a picture of it so you can just see the glory.
I've seen this bottle before.
Okay, so
it does look pretty bonkers.
It is very expensive.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a 45-year-old Boona Habit.
Yeah.
But if you want like the Patrick Mahomes or the most expensive quarterback in the league, I would go for that. Also, I was thinking Glen Scotia 25.
Yep, definitely a fair price on that one.
Be a great one, right? That's about, it's like $800 or so dollars.
Yeah.
And another signatory for their anniversary.
What are these signatories going for?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Bunna like $3,000 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a lot. I don't really know. I'll put it up on the screen. But
what was
any
the
of
other
those
signatory?
options. It was a Laphroaig 25-year-old.
Ooh, that sounds good. Too.
Yeah.
That would be great. You know what would be like reasonable for a 40-year-old whiskey? So obviously you're thinking it's going to be expensive. But it's the Benromach 40-year-old batch 2, which you can still get. And it's excellent. We've tried it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And yeah, Benromach 40-year-old.
What is it, $4,000?
I think it's like $2,700.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it's expensive, but it's a
Yeah.
40-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about the price. If I'm wrong, we'll display it. But if I'm right, we'll just leave it.
Yeah. Yeah. So any of those options I feel like are great. I mean, you could pick anything.
Sure. I mean, if it really depends on what you're willing to spend.
Right.
Against,
Like I think that, we're not spending $1,000 bottles really, unless we want to split it.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah.
We have done that. Right? Or we've split like bottles 4 ways when it was in and around that price range,
Sure.
right? We've bought some crazy Gordon MacPhail connoisseurs, like the stubby bottles that are like 30 years plus, right? We've done that too. So, this could technically fit in that category. And as I'm sipping this, it's starting to feel like...
this could be the quarterback right here.
Right. Like it's a beauty.
Very nice.
It is very nice. This is a typical, like, you need to give this one time. Like, now that it's at the shoulder-ish, it's probably worth letting it sit for a month. without touching it. Maybe longer. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's just going to get better from here.
I agree.
You know, because it's total of 5 casks that were bottled at cask. It's bottled at cask strength at 49.1. So, you know, there's a lot of room for it to get better.
Now, let's move on to the 35.
The 35. So I'm not going to say what I've heard about this because I want you to decide for yourself. So
this one's bottled at 48% ABV. Do you know the cask selection? Is it the typical PX Oloroso Virgin?
I think it's just PX and Oloroso.
Okay.
As well.
And again, obviously kind of the same kind of thing, right? Like recasking.
Yeah.
Finished it.
Very, very drying off the hop. Very drying. Definitely some tea notes in there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That like black tea.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit like
it definitely
leather.
Smells and tastes older, which is crazy because it's only 5 years.
Yes. The oak in this is like, it's more of that danky, that dunnage oak, you know?
What you would expect from an older... I think maybe it's 35. That's kind of... I feel like even at 30 you can get some that are drinking that way too, but... It would have been cool to blend these together because I feel like the richness from this and the age from the 35 would have probably elevated it a little bit.
I'm getting like the best like raisin note on that 35.
Yeah.
That is really good. That is really nice. Yeah. Very solid. Very solid indeed. Price point on the 35. Now we're bumping up big time, right? 5 years equals more thousands.
I believe it's $3,500 if I'm not mistaken. I think P-Boss is checking in the background, but yeah, it's a beauty. It's phenomenal. But I think
and how many is this
for
the
5
first
years you're paying more than double.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is this the first time they come up with 35? It's the first 35 release.
That's the
right?
first 35.
Yeah.
3K? So it's 3K.
3K.
So more than double for 5 more years.
Yeah.
So I guess my question to you would be, would you rather 3 of these or 1 of these?
I mean, judging just by what I've tried now, I would take 3 of the 30-year-olds, 100%.
Yeah,
like, there's no
that's a
question
tough-
about that. But would I take a chance on the Boona 45-year-old?
Yeah.
Let me just get the price on that.
So my advice to people that are spending in that price range, like Silent Bob and I do this all the time. We're always on Whiskey Base when we're spending upwards of even $300. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we look at online reviews. We look at the people we trust, their reviews on these bottles. But when you go to Whiskey Base, you get sometimes up to like 300 people that have voted on this whiskey. You know, so you get a way better indication as to whether or not you should risk your money. You know what I mean? It's less of a risk if a bottle that's $4,000 has like a 92 with 100 votes on Whiskey Base. You know what I mean?
So that Boona 45-year-old, the signatory 35th anniversary, 2,300.
2,300.
2,300.
Not bad.
Yep.
Not bad.
Take a flyer on that.
What's that?
Take a flyer on that.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I would check Whiskey Base first, but I probably would go after that.
Yeah.
If I had it.
Yeah, I think for me at this point, like, what am I actually going to buy? I would buy a Glenfarclas family cask, something that's probably the 18, 20-year-old range for around 500.
Yeah.
And again, that is Whiskey Base is key for that.
True.
100%. You have to check Whiskey Base for those because there is a lot of batch variation.
Yeah, that's actually a good call because Glenfarclas, we've had some absolutely phenomenal ones, and then we've had, I wouldn't call them duds, but like some that are like they're shy of being solid. You know what I mean?
I mean, what was that? The 19-year-old you had, or was it 21?
I think it was a 20 21. Paulo knows for sure.
That really good Glenfarclas family cast that we had, or Rob had.
2003 or 2002? 2002.
It was what, 19 or was it 21? Either way.
17? Yeah.
It was 17 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was
about 5 years ago.
That was a great whiskey.
Yeah.
And then, like, even if you want an older Glenfarclas family cask and you don't mind getting, like, a refill sherry, like, obviously, like, the first fill sherries go for way more money. But I've heard people talk about the refill sherry casks, like, third fill sherry. You can get a lot older for about the same price. Again, you got to check Whiskey Base on those.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put up the teams. You can also check the description down below to see Rob's team and my team. Vote on whose team you would pick.
Yeah.
You could take all the bottles. You team Rob, team Jeremy. Let us know in the comments down below. Did I win last year? Yes.
I think you did.
But I cheated.
I don't remember.
I bent the rules very hard.
You picked Springbanks.
I bent the rules.
That was last year?
I don't know what I did. Every year I've cheated. Like I've cheated. I've
Silent Bob's nodding. This is actually.
I've deflated the balls.
You've just turned another page, my friend.
I've deflated the balls just a little bit. Okay.
I've
filmed the other team without them knowing.
It was Springbank Gate.
Springgate, yeah.
Look at you not cheating.
No, you can't. You can't cheat on this one. Unless I'm going to say that I'm going to spend crazy money, which I really wouldn't ever do. But
was last year the year that you did all the auction bottles?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, and I didn't incorporate like the hammer price or anything like taxes or anything. It was just like yeah.
That's awesome.
Right, that's right. That was
Let's score this.
Man.
It's a tough one to score. But just whatever your gut says, man. You got to just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it's got to be 91 for me, I think right now. Mm-hmm. But I think that this has potential to bump up at least a point to 2 more points actually.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm lower. I'm like 89. But I honestly agree with you that by the halfway point, I think this is going to be a 92.
I just think that it's so like rich, and you're right. Like that richness, if that just dissipates and the complexity like replaces it, it's going to be 92 for sure.
Yeah, this is weird because I don't regret it at all. Like I actually, and you would think in that price range you should be getting 90 plus bottle for sure.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't regret it at all, but I do think it has room for improvement, and that's where I'm kind of leaving it with that leeway. I'll probably do a re-review, those 10-second re-reviews that I do that are never 10 seconds. They're always like almost a minute. Right. But I call them 10-second re-reviews. Mm-hmm. I'll probably do that closer to December.
Yeah.
And, by then it should have moved into a zone where I'm hoping it'll be
100%.
And I honestly do think that this will climb to at least like a 91 or 92, but something about it right now is holding me back from giving it a 90.
I mean, I just love the richness of it,
Yeah, it's definitely a beast. It's not like for the faint of heart for sure.
No, I love it.
It's not a pour and play whiskey.
No, it's heavy. It's very, very heavy. Yeah. For 30 years, it's like probably the heaviest 30-year-old Scotch that I've ever had.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah. And then the 35 is so hard to judge with like the little bit that we had, but I would say that it's probably like at least a 91.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's completely different, right? It's a completely different profile, but it does drink old. Yeah. It does drink older.
And that's what it is, right?
It drinks 10 years older, not 5 years older.
I think because we've been spoiled so much trying such old stuff that we always look for that kind of flavor that a old Scotch will deliver.
Yeah.
And that definitely had it.
Yep.
Now, that being said, both James and Claude said that they preferred the 30 over the 35.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it's tough, but like we had very little to go by. Mm-hmm. That's also tough.
True. Yeah, right. They should send us a full bottle so we can review it properly.
Absolutely, 100%. Actually, better yet, like Billy Walker and team if they wanted to fly us out there to pick casks
Yes.
for Meikle Tòir and GlenAllachie.
That's really how it needs to be done.
I think that'd be great.
We got to sip straight from the barrel.
I just want to hang out with Billy in person.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would
and
be cool.
There's a lot of really cool people at that distillery. So
Yes, I'm sure.
yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Comment down below. Team Jeremy, Team Rob, let us know what you think. Hope you enjoyed this draft, and good luck in your fantasy football this year. Hopefully your draft picks don't get injured week 1.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.